Um, I'm just happy. It's a lot of emotions. It's scary. I never felt like this ever. Ever, ever, ever. Paul's kind of scared me because he's anxious, so that made me anxious. Because they had their cool the whole game, and now he's spazzing, so I'm like, what the fuck? One more competition tomorrow. And then they announced the winner. I've been thinking about who to take to the end. And to be honest with you, as crazy as this sounds, I'm going with Paul to the end. Because, yeah, he's a vet and he played a great game. But I know Jerry doesn't want to see a vet win. I know that Raven doesn't want to see a vet win. Matt doesn't want to see a vet win. Alex doesn't. Jason doesn't. Christmas doesn't. That's 5 votes. So that's all I need. I just gotta articulate my words. Is that the right word? I just gotta make sure that I break down my game, and he's played a great game and an aggressive game, and he played 24/7, but so did I. I played from day one, hour one, when I got off the trapeze and had to save myself and get safety, because it wasn't going to be Cameron's ass. It was going to be me if I was up there. So I've been playing since day one, and went from the golden apple to finale, so I've been on my toes the whole time. Putting targets on people's back, winning HOHs, taking shots, being a pawn, going on the block as a target, having to get out of that, being loyal, picking my allies wisely, sticking by my allies, going against them at one point, going against Jason and Alex, being a team player. I fucking played a fucking great game. I'm either gassed up on it or I'm thinking it's been a fucking hurricane, but I've played a pretty decent game to where I feel good and confident enough that if I'm sitting next to either or, I can state my case. Now it just comes down to who's more liked in Jury, Christmas or Paul. And I think that Christmas, if I sit next to her at the end, I think that she'll beat me. I think that she'll have Cody's vote, she'll have Elena's vote, she'll have Mark's vote, she'll beat me in the end. So I think that I have to go against Paul. We're kind of like the most hated. He's played it safe. He's played an aggressive game, but he's also hasn't made any moves. Laid under the radar and had a lot of people. And I guess it was smart gameplay. It was good gameplay on his side, but in the same sense, I don't know one move that he made where it was like I think me taking out Alex was a big move. Me taking out Jessica was a big move. Me putting a target on Elena was big. Me putting a target on Mark the whole game was big. Me, having the house believe that I was going after Kevin, but we were blindsiding Jason was big. But I don't know if I should say that. So if my game it's broken down to picking my allies week one and sticking by them, being loyal to them and having their back and playing the game the whole way through with them. Putting targets on people's backs into week one, being onto people's games, exposing people's games, calling people out for their shady game, and just putting a target on their back. Winning competitions when I had to and taking shots. I put all of my targets on the block. I put Elena, Mark, and then just put herself on the block. They all gunned for me. I put all of them on the block. I didn't give a fuck who left that week. Um, one of them was going. Luckily, it was Jessica. One competition when I had to win. Played a strategic social game. Played a strategic social game. One competition when I had to win. Was a team player. Put targets on people's back. I played a pretty fearless game. I played a mental game, throwing people off their game, threw Jessica off her game, threw Mark off his game, threw Elena off her game, threw Cody off of his game, threw Kevin off of his game. I was just throwing people off their games left and right. It's kind of like when you play sports, you always have that people running their mouth. They want to throw you off. You can't let them throw you off. You gotta zone out. A lot of people didn't know how to zone me out this season. They played themselves. Being underestimated, physically, mentally, and how well I knew the game was my biggest attribute in the game, my biggest blessing in the game. Being underestimated, hiding that I was a super fan all season. People didn't know how well I knew the game. Essentially tying in Christmas and Paul with Jason, Alex, Kevin. Well, no, Kevin and Paul had something, but with Jason and Alex, because I kind of, from the beginning, was always putting in a good word for Christmas and Paul on this side, and I know that they were protecting me on the other side. So I kind of played the middle in a sense, where I was good with the outsiders, and then I had Christmas and Paul protecting me with their group. Also, Christmas feeding me information the whole time, their pecking order, who they're going after, all this stuff. So I knew what they were up to, and I just had to blow some shit up. Strategic social game, putting targets on people's backs since day one, winning comps when I had to win comps, and taking shots and making moves in order to ensure my safety, but also the safety of my allies. Picking the right allies and sticking by them and being loyal, and staying true to who I was. Being underestimated was my biggest blessing. And, what else? Going against friends and having to make hard decisions and having to play against them because I knew that they would beat me. So I knew that I had to get rid of Jason and get rid of Alex and go against them, because if not, I was going to lose. And that was the hardest thing that I had to face in this house. Having to put Alex on the block and get rid of her. Having to blindside Jason. That was really hard. I was on the block. I was a pawn, I was a target, and then I was on the block on Final Four. I literally played this game in its entirety? Nope, that's not the right word. I literally played this game completely, like from every angle. I have not for a month. The fuck? I have not for a fucking month. I bit the bullet for half of these motherfuckers. What else? I played a pretty good game. It's funny, I won't see how good my gameplay was until I watch back.